With this mashed potato hack, we're giving a whole new meaning to can-do attitude.
Holy mashed potatoes!
Almost nothing is more comforting in this world than a big bowl of creamy, homemade mashed potatoes. But there are days when making them from scratch is just too much work. Which is why it's advantageous to keep a package of instant mashed potatoes on hand. Inexpensive, highly versatile, fast, and easy to make, instant mashed potatoes can be used to thicken a soup, add crispness to vegetables, and form fried potato cakes. Idahoan, a maker of instant mashed potatoes, states that its products can even be made in the microwave in as little as 4 to 5 minutes if you're seriously pressed for time. When compared to making homemade mashed potatoes, this is a fraction of the time it takes to peel, cut, boil, and then mash the spuds. Are you hesitant about putting a bowl of instant mashed potatoes on the dinner table, fearing they just won't pass muster? If so, there are a few tricks you can try, such as adding flavorful ingredients like crumbled blue cheese or fresh chopped chives. And if texture is your big concern, there is one canned ingredient you can use to take your instant mashed potatoes to the next level. While parsley and shredded cheddar cheese may add flavor to your bowl of instant mashed potatoes, because of the extremely smooth texture, it's still hard to disguise the fact that the dish came from a box or pouch. After all, what are homemade mashed potatoes without a few lumps?
What? Phoebe, did you whip the potato? Broth needs lumps!
Luckily, adding a can of new potatoes can help you achieve just the right amount of lumpiness with significantly less effort than making them from scratch. But that doesn't mean you should just crack open a can and dump it in the bowl on your way to the dinner table. The Spruce Eats advises cooking canned new potatoes in a pan with a 1/4 cup of milk after they have been drained and rinsed. You only need to boil the potatoes and milk for a minute or so before mashing. According to Loaves and Dishes, canned new potatoes don't need to be boiled for very long because they were already cooked before they went into the can. Remember, when mashing your canned potatoes, you're going to be adding them to your ultra-smooth instant mix, so it's better to have them too lumpy than not lumpy enough. After mashing the boiled canned potatoes to your desired consistency, you can incorporate them into the prepared instant mashed potatoes. It's understandable if you're not super familiar with new canned potatoes. After all, raw potatoes can last months at room temperature when stored correctly, and don't take a ridiculously long time to cook, so you might not consider purchasing them canned. Soft and tender, canned new potatoes are not far removed from the field. Small baby potatoes are harvested, cleaned, and peeled before being canned, usually with some preservatives. Because of the added water and the vacuum sealing method used to preserve cooked new potatoes, they end up being much softer than raw potatoes. This makes them ready to use for many recipes. Canned new potatoes also don't differ much in appearance from a peeled white potato, again, making them an easy addition to any meal. Like any packaged product, it's important to read the label to understand its nutritional value. A drained can of whole new potatoes from Del Monte contains potassium, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. 2 potatoes from the can have about 14 grams of carbohydrates and 60 calories. Overall, canned new potatoes can be considered a nutritious food, though Loaves and Dishes does recommend draining the can before use and cooking in water to remove some of the added salt. Armed with a can of new potatoes and instant mashed potato mix, you'll be able to make weeknight meals easier than ever. Your mashed potatoes will be as good as homemade with far less time spent in the kitchen.